I love that scene in Lost Boys. I was watching it last night. If you see some of the footage, it says, "I can't beat your bike, man." Oh, cool. Classic car, and it's a classic truck alert. Look, classic truck. It's a classic truck like that. That classic truck. And you can't forget about the birds. You always want to give the birds a lot of attention. Very fast and very, very slow. Very fast and very slow. I had kind of a Camaro a little bit like that, but mine was white when I went to Long Beach. I lived there for a while. The Dodge Charger would probably be a little bit better though. Those are actually pretty good. But the Camaros are not too bad. I did pretty good on it. Although a motorcycle hit me, but they weren't watching where they were going. So when the motorcycle hit me in Calabasas, I was playing Starveling in Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare, the Bard. And I was by a mobile gas station, and the light turned green. I saw it green, and I turned to the left. But what I think actually happened was part of the light turned green, and then the section that has the arrow, because they have these arrows in California, and it was on Calabasas, I turned to the left, and all I remember is wham! Right here, and that didn't end, and they went flying across that way. I just waited there. They got up, the lady broke her ankle, and they were wearing leather, and I got up and I walked over, to where the stop intersection was. I figured the cops were just going to take me away, so I just laid my insurance papers on the ground on where my wallet was, and my license were in there. I still had Texas plates at the time, and the officer said, well, it's an accident. They didn't write me a ticket or anything. Insurance company called me, but they just were going fast, But I think one light turned green, the other one was a red arrow or something, or flashing, or I can't really remember. I just remember the motorcycle hitting me. But I think it was, in my mind, I remember a red arrow, maybe. And then I remember green. I remember seeing green. It's kind of like you see green, and then you make the other one's red, and you turn, or whatever. Regardless, they did live, thank goodness. But because I thought I'd killed them because they were on a motorcycle. These motorcycles, they'll come like right by your car, like or they'll zip right by the side of the car. And then they just, do a wheelie and take off, and they're completely and utterly 100% insane. How they live, I don't know. But it's mysterious to me because they come out of nowhere sometimes. And then you got, of course, a fat guy on a motorcycle that's kind of puttering along. Usually they make a little more sense. But these young kids on these motorcycles, man. I know this one kid, he was going about like 110, and old lady didn't see him. She just cut to the next lane. He didn't see her, and he flipped off, and he skidded about maybe 300 yards or more, and then he just tumbled even more. But he was wearing complete leather. He had the whole getup. So the leather actually kept most of the skin from ripping off of his body. But he skid at least probably, he was going about 120 or something. He skid probably about 300 yards or so, around that amount of time, or at least a couple of 100 yards. I don't know how far the bike went, how long it went, but it was a very massive accident. I think it was somewhere in Dallas, but he lived through it though. He didn't hurt himself that bad. So this area right here, Championship Parkway, a lot of motorcyclists like to get here and floor it. They'll go like 130, 140 miles per hour, sometimes 150, sometimes even 160. Some have gotten up to 200 miles per hour in this little area right here. Now, some of the vehicles that do it too will kind of get in the way, and it's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous thing to do. So you got to be careful. We're going real fast, man, real fast, really fast. Now this looks trippy. I've never seen this before. So if you want to leave a comment, please do. But I have no idea what this stuff is. Looks like some kind of fuel device or something. I have never seen it before. It's pretty weird. I don't know. It looks like long UFO kind of wing things. You can see some of it right here. It's on being pulled by a train. So I would guess something for fuel. I would assume a part of a spacecraft, but then again, it could be like for fuel because it's hollow. But they do look like long wings. I would probably say maybe something for some type of aerodynamic. I don't know if NASA would know. NASA would probably definitely know what the crap that is. So Joy Division's Shadowplay starts off kind of almost a little punk, like Fugazi or something like that. And then it slowly moves into its new wave feel. But when you first listen to it at the beginning, you're thinking, hey, this is going to be a really great punk rock song. And then it turns into something almost indie sounding, very original, very dark. Shadowplay is a really, really important song. The ghosts live there. That's where the ghosts live. They live in there. So if you'll turn around. There you go. So believe in Jesus Christ and be saved. Amen, brother. Here he goes. Badass. Yeah, they're out of control over here. There's a lot of motorcycles over by the Texas Speedway, and they do little tricks and stuff. He's probably going in for a cola at good old Buc-ee's. So you gotta kind of watch out a little bit. They come out of nowhere, and I mean nowhere, almost as if time warp kind of thing opens up, and then and just there's like 3 or 4 of them. But they'll do the little circles and little tricks and wheelies and stuff like that. And I don't know, I guess the Speedway has that kind of feel in the air, you know, when you're working the Speedway. There's a lot of surrounding kind of country areas, you know, there were, you know, someone will want like a Sonic burger or something, and you go out like, I don't know, 20 or 30 miles, or they'll want like a Burger King or whatever, you know. The Burger King, there's a bunch of buttholes back there. For some reason, that Burger King and that Popeyes. But the Popeyes has gotten a little bit better because I try to be nicer to them. That Burger King is mean. And like one time they were just like taking forever, you know. And then they were making like, what are you filming? I'm like, well, I'm sitting here writing a book because you guys won't make the order. So that Burger King needs like complete restructuring. They're just mean. Everyone that works there's a butthole. I've never come across one employee at the Burger King, maybe 1 or 2 that were halfway decent. They're just mean. There'll be a time when shows become real and they show things that they need to show, you know. They reveal things about humanity that we need to see. All this Mickey Mouse stuff, you know, I don't know. I mean, I got to take my hat off to the Woo for going out there and showing Mickey the way that it really is, you know. I mean, how would you feel if you had like your 3 kids and your wife, this guy stands up in front of you with this massive wallet and keychain covered in tattoos? He used to be a bass player for a punk rock band. It's like he's got a cannon stuck all around your face, you know, or at least around you. Be like, can you move out of the way? My kids and my wife and everything are trying to get on Slinky Dog or whatever you call it.